Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Appreciate you stopping through. We ain't gonna be here for a long time, man. We just gonna get in and cook on the situation with John Morant, man, and how the whole media is, you know what I'm saying, starting to try and paint the narrative of him and things of that nature, man. So we're gonna be in and out super quick. I will use the in and out like a robbery thing, but I don't think I'm not gonna be tone deaf. That's not the right thing to use right now, man. Salute to you, Sari, in the building, bro. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through this joint, man. Let me get you right real quick. Appreciate you stopping through. Well, yeah, man, we're not gonna be here too long, but definitely gonna get in and cook on this whole situation, the slander, everything that's going on with how old media is treating John Moran at this point, the young man mistakes and things of that nature, and we're gonna definitely make sure we touch on everything that's involved with it, man. Anti-code salute to you, Nomel in the building, salute to you, man. Appreciate you showing up. Appreciate you showing up. I haven't been seeing you go live, or maybe I've been trying to go to bed a little earlier, so I haven't caught too many of them, but definitely gonna make sure I come back through and keep that support alive on that end, man. I appreciate y'all over there. But yeah, man, we gonna definitely touch on this situation, man, and everything they have going on, because like I said, it's definitely unfair what they doing right now. The treatment they giving Ja at this point. I understand a little bit of criticism or constructive criticism is in order for or whatnot, but at the same time, man, they trying to paint a completely different narrative and put him into a box that I don't necessarily think he deserved to be in right now. You know what I mean? They always assume and try to give any others that kind of fit their narrative or fit what they're liking to. You know what I mean? They give them the benefit of the doubt. They give them that ultra hallway pass. They kind of do whatever, whenever type situation, but let it not be somebody that they rock with or not have in their best interest of. What are they going to do? They are going to do exactly what we're seeing. They're going to definitely push the narrative, and they're going to continuously do that and strongly do it at that. You know, what I mean, every conversation, every word that's uttered, everything that's said is and you're definitely right, sir. They're definitely trying to fry him, and they not letting up whatsoever, man. They are definitely letting it be known how they feel, and they putting out there other things in the airwaves that might not even be something that's even being, you know what I mean, noticed by, whether it be a sponsor or anybody that has a partnership and things like that. They it could be something they could be missing, but yet they continuously keep saying like they're trying to almost turn it into like a Fed situation. Like, oh, that means the gun was on it was on the team charter flight with them, and so he brought that across state line, like stuff like that. Like, bro, what are y'all doing right now? Like Shannon should be ashamed of himself. Like, ain't no way he should be sitting there acting like that, knowing the situation of it, knowing the severity in his words and how big of an outlet they have, knowing dang well that he should be sitting there putting that into the airwaves, knowing, you know what I mean, that he fighting the uphill battle as it is already. But then let alone you got to go into a situation where you got people out here putting it out to the masses. You know what I'm saying? They're throwing gas on throwing gas on it, bro. It's like, what are you doing right now? It's like you're not giving a learning lesson. You're trying to make an example out of somebody that is trying his best to do what he knows and do what he can to provide for his family. And it's crazy that I wouldn't say one of your own, but you see somebody like that that's literally sitting there, and what is he doing? He's flat out just giving them more ammunition, or painting it even worse. Like, he don't realize his words hold weight, because he on one of the biggest platforms that's out there. People watch ESPN, people watch, you know what I mean, First Take, or people watch what they own. And so it's like, bro, you got millions of people that's hearing your words every day. Salute to you, Southern Seas. Appreciate you starting through this joint, bro. Let me get you right real quick, man. Let me get you right. You got people that's holding on to the words that you saying, and you sitting here putting it out there in a way where you adding on to it. And it's like, bro, you supposed to be out here pushing a narrative of saying what you want to make sure that he getting his just due, he getting treated the way he's supposed to be treated, and just and what is it, giving him his ability, like proving into innocent to proven guilty kind of situation. Understanding the fact that yeah, he already going up against the grain of it. Why? Because how he is and how he look and how his game is. Skywalker in the building, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through, Skywalker. Let me get you right real quick. And it's like, you already know, You know what I'm saying? What's around the corner? What's around the bend for this man, this young man? You know what he's dealing with, bro. And it's like you sitting here adding on to it. And like I said, man, so and this is the crazy thing, bro. They literally trying to turn it into something that's not like that's beyond the NBA investigation. He's sitting up here, you know what I'm saying? Skip and Shannon talking about some, yeah, that gun had to come. He had to bring that on the flight with him, and that flew across state line. That's something bigger now. That's involving Fed. And I'm like, bro, are you serious right now? Like that's what you're doing? Like that's what, and then you know what's gonna be even crazier is they kind of find out if it's not even a real gun. If it's a prop gun. Then what they gonna say? Oh, he shouldn't have had it and things like that. And it's like, bro, we understand when you're young, you get introduced to financial freedom and generational wealth like he did. There's only two ways you can go about it. You surround yourself with people that's gonna have your best interest at heart, and that's not gonna be yes men, but they're gonna tell you not to do certain things because you don't need to do it. You're above what it is you're portraying and stuff like that. Or you're gonna have, you know, in a situation where you're gonna be surrounded by yes men that's literally they're gonna do nothing except for exactly what it is that we're seeing. Is allow somebody to kind of shoot themselves in the foot, you know, no pun intended, but it's gonna allow them to be able to go down the wrong path, bro. It's gonna allow them to want to seek that clout. It's gonna allow them to want to be looked at and viewed as the man and things of that nature, man. It's like, bro, when you get that type of money, you know what I mean? Like you just have to be able to turn the page and understand, okay, everything that I used to be in, I'm gonna bring them up out of that so we ain't gotta worry about it. Like you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to push that line and understand that. Like Ja at this point, I know Ja already know, you know what I mean? He definitely already know what he is, what he portrayed. He know, you know what I'm saying, eyes is on him. He know he the new wave of the next generation and things like that. And they want to pin him and act as if he a 20-year veteran in the league and he the face of the league or he the LeBron James and things like that. It's like, no, he carved out his own lane. You know what I mean? His game is what it is. And that's why I was saying in the actual description of the video, you know what I mean? I said Ja Morant getting the Allen Iverson treatment. And we see that. Anybody that's not aware or don't know anything about it, man, or they unfamiliar with it, I advise you to go do a little bit of homework on how AI was treated when he first got in the league. They didn't look at AI and say, you know what I'm saying, good ball player. They looked at AI and called him a thug. They called him a hoodlum. They called him all this stuff because he had braids or he brought braids or he had tattoos and headbands and accessories and things like that he brought a whole different way about people change how they dress, wearing baggier clothes and hat turned to the side, do-rag and all that. You know what I mean? They crucified this man for that. They literally made that man the villain of the league, you know what I mean, at the point of him just being able to be out there. And it's like that's the same thing you see now. Obviously, everybody has tattoos. Everybody is wearing accessories, whether it be headbands, dreads, you know what I'm saying, goggles, sweatband, armband, shooter bands, knee band, like braces, all kind of stuff. You've seen all this stuff, so it became its own normal, regular situation that you see across the league. That ain't nothing that's too crazy, man. MP, what salute to you, man. Appreciate you stopping through. My brother Just Do Boxing in the building. My brother D Free in the building, man. Let's salute to y'all. Let me get y'all right real quick. Appreciate y'all stopping through, man. But yeah, we just going down the line and cooking on this joint, man. Like that was the AI, you know, it's in the pinnacle of how he got treated. And the league tried to blackball him, but he was just that good where he kind of beat those odds and he had the people's demand. I mean, I wish I could show the little video clip or the other part of it, man, where and not get flagged for it or get, you know what I'm saying, a little copyright strike for it. But you know, it's a little white kid that had literally for Halloween or he came to a game. He had braids, a headband, the fake tattoos, and all that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure in that community, bro, that rubbed them the wrong way. That had them running a little bit hot. You know what I mean? As far as like their view, what they're seeing. You know what I mean? They didn't like to see that. They didn't like to see the influence he was having on the youth, whether it be youth that looked like him or looked the opposite of him. You know what I mean? So they didn't like that. They hated that with a passion, bro. So they literally started I wouldn't say a smear campaign, but hell, they tried to, in a way, kind of blackball him out of the league, but it didn't work just because he was that good. So what are you seeing now? That's coming full circle, and you seeing the exact same kind of treatment that Ja's getting. Why? Because Ja is like a hybrid point guard, bro. He's like literally a mixture of a whole bunch of point guards, but he's taller than the majority of them and dang near athletic than almost all of them. And then he's out here, he's playing the way he's playing that young to get a major shoe deal with Nike, a bigger brand than Reebok. Obviously, Reebok back then had AI, but it wasn't in no true competition with Nike. Nike has always kind of been at the head of the helm as far as being the signature basketball shoe. Adidas had a good run for a minute, but Nike's always been there. So what does that mean? That Ja, being in his age, 20, let me see how old Ja is. And I think Ja is like anywhere from 22 to 24, bro. What was he? Let me see. I know he was drafted in 2019. Yeah, he's 23 years old, bro. 23 years old. Got a signature shoe, max contracts left and rights and things like that, man. And that, you know what I mean? Like, at that young, what do you think is gonna happen? You know what I mean? So he's still trying to find his footing. He's still trying to understand that he don't need to do some of the things or be around some of the people or portray some of the things that he may have grew up in. Now the situation is, yeah, Shannon and him is making it seem like I said, he like a 20-year vet. You know what I mean? He this and he that. Like Shannon and him is legit giving nothing but criticism and disrespect to this young man. Then he try to bring his pops into it and tell him what his dad should be doing, how to father his own son, and stuff like that, bro. And it's like, hold on, man. Like you getting close to a line that you teetering across that you might want to just shut the hell up on. You know, personally, not in all due respect with that. You know, he need to chill out with what he doing. Young Story TV, salute to you, man. Appreciate you stopping through. He said, salute to the scholar in the back. Okay. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And all love, bro. All love. My bad, yeah. My daughter says she want to be in the video. But yeah, man. So it's like when you look at it, he is absolutely getting that Allen Iverson treatment, bro. And it's not fair. It's an injustice to this young man. And yeah, you're right. See, Shannon definitely got something personal against because, like I said earlier, bro, why are you talking about bringing up the fact that you don't even know whether or not if it's a prop gun or a real gun, but you saying that gun had to be on the team flight. That gun went across state lines and stuff like that. It's like, hold on, man. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, what? And he tried to tell Skip, like, oh, well, Skip, I don't know how it is in your community, but in my community, it's like, bro. So if you from that community, you should know all too well to do what? Shut the hell up. You should not be sitting up here making incriminating statements on this young man. And y'all want to not get this young man the luxury of saying he is a young man. Like I said, y'all trying to make it seem like he a 20-year vet in the game. Then y'all start bringing up, you know what I'm saying, Gilbert Arenas bringing his shotgun and stuff like that to on the NBA premises. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you stopping through this joint, Josh Sanders. Let me get you right real quick, man. Let me get you right. So it's like he bringing up that situations, and then like it's like, bro, you bringing up situations of as to something that you don't necessarily need to be speaking on. Like you bringing up people past that people may have been able to get past, and they've grown from those situations and those examples of it. But this dude literally is sitting here, man. He continuously doing it. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? You supposed to be one of the so-called OGs. You supposed to be the that people, you know what I'm saying, like to call you and stuff like that. Like, what are you doing right now, bro? I don't understand. I'm at a loss. You know, and what you should be doing is reaching behind the scenes and just saying, like, Ja, don't fumble the bag in a way that's gonna hurt your family and take away your freedom. You know what I mean? That's the kind of advice he should be doing behind the scenes and things like not going on mainstream media's big platforms and saying that type of stuff, man. Like you legit sitting here and hurting this young man efforts as far as what he's doing, man. And it's like that's messed up. And I know my other brother, Casey Boy, he's not in here, but he was, you know, saying reading what they were saying when they said, oh, it's gonna be a 2-game suspension. I said, nah, it's gonna be indefinitely. And he said, no, it's only sounds like trust me. And they come to find out they saying he's away from the team indefinitely. Why is that? They do a 2-game, the 2-game to make it seem like they're being proactive, and then indefinitely is making sure like whatever the investigation yields, they can add more time to it and they won't be penalized for it. People, you know, it definitely sounds better than 2 games or putting a number on the game, just because when you hear that word, it seems much longer. It seems larger than the fact of what's actually happening. And a lot of people don't think about that. And that's just like a subconscious thing that happens, you know what I mean? And when you hear 2 games, you think, oh, he'll be back by Tuesday, you know what I mean? When you hear indefinitely, you like, hold on, you know, that ain't no timetable. That you don't know when that'll be. So it sounds much more impactful than you think it is. And that's just going off the optics of using that word. And a lot of people, again, they don't pay attention to that, nor do they really care. But the thing is, like I said, man, when he getting the same treatment as Allen Iverson, and they painting the picture and try to put him in a box of him being thug, hoodlum, gangster, all these different kind of narratives they pushing. But why can't it be the fact of him being young and dumb and making a mistake? and he gonna have to learn from it. Why can't it be that? Why it gotta be him being, you know what I'm saying, like the a Bumpy Johnson or American Gangster? I guess some of the loss is to why that can't be the case of him just making a mistake and giving him that benefit of the doubt the same way they give others the benefit of the doubt. People going, and again, this is an extreme of it, but people going and shooting up churches and stuff like that, and they gonna have the nerve to say, "Oh, he was having a bad day." It's like, come on, bro. People traveling from a different state to another state and end up killing somebody, and they get off in the situation of it, and they just say, "Oh, he was a kid going to defend his rights," or "He was a kid going to defend this." It's like, bro, we've seen time and time again examples of all of these things. 817, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you sliding through this joint, man. But we've seen numerous examples of this, bro, where you literally see situations like that where if they don't fit the narrative or it don't look like one of them that's in them suits, all of a sudden that they doing a patriotic thing, they doing something that's for the greater good, things like that. But then when, like I said, a young dude that's been introduced and doing some other stuff and having all these situations again, bro, a $200+ million contract, and then a sponsorship with Gatorade, a deal with Nike, you know, so having your own signature shoe. All of these things that's getting introduced at an early age, you make a or some mistakes, and then you turn around and you crucify this young man. But then you got other people that's doing much worse, and they get he was having a bad day. Let me take you to Burger King. People are gonna say, where's the comparison? How can you compare the two? I'm comparing the overall objective. I'm comparing the overall view of it, not what happened, but the overall view of it. Where are those people now? Those people not being dragged through the mud. Where are the people that's saying that, oh, this and that and that's, they not getting that same tongue lashing as this young man is getting. I'm not absolving him of anything that he did or what he didn't do. I'm just pointing out the picture. Keep that same energy. Keep the same energy of what you sitting here trying to crucify one person for and you letting the other person ride with. Keep the same energy. You know what I mean? Like he not getting and you're right about the A17. He ain't getting a pass from me, but at the same time, if they gonna say it, I need them to keep that same energy. Keep the exact same energy for everything they saying. Edgar Chavez, appreciate you sliding through this joint. Appreciate you sliding through, man. And that's why I got, you know what I mean, just on my thumbnail, I got a picture of Jonathan Mask on, bro. And it's like you got to decide what you gonna do. As you as a young man, what you gonna do? You're gonna be a trendsetter in the right way and show, you know what I mean, once you make it to where you're gonna make it to, you don't need to sit there and you know what I mean, show that you still who you you know what I'm saying, show who you are as you who you is. You know, you gotta let that ooze out of yourself. Let that be something that people can see. When you know, you know. You know what I mean? There ain't no explanations that needed. What's understood don't need to be explained. People can look at certain people and tell that ain't nothing to play with. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just something that's just a natural being of being able to be who you are. You don't have to sit there and try to, you know what I'm saying, show that you this and you that. And like I said, the mainstream media, they absolutely crucifying it because they keep bringing up the fact that, oh, you know what I'm saying, gangsters don't never say they're gangsters and this, that, and the third. Yeah, they gangsters, their actions are their actions. And they end up either dead or in jail. There's very few that's made it out of it, but otherwise they end up dead or in jail. They ain't got to say the gangster, it's their actions. So then you got on the flip side of that, you know what I mean, you got stars in certain ways that's just letting it be known they not nothing to be played with or tested with, but at the same time, you know, they let loose and having a little fun and just doing certain things. Like I said, we don't know if, since they want to push that narrative, we don't know if that was a real gun or not. They got all kind of prop guns and cap guns that look real nowadays. I mean, you got people getting out there getting killed over the fact of having a damn water gun because they don't even have a little orange tip no more. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, that happened in either Texas or in Florida. Y'all can look up the case on that. 817 said, Jack got to know better. The environment around him is leading him in. That's a fact. When he has to be the leader of his family, yes, a lot of young men. I agree with that. 817, he definitely got to know better just off the basis of understanding the environment and the direction he's headed in, what he represents. And it's like, I know he got a young daughter, and he definitely got to make sure he there for her. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, he gotta make sure that, I ain't gonna say surround yourself with people that are, you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't saying cut off everybody and understand, like, it's like you gotta keep people around you that got your best interest at heart. And some of the people around you may have their best interest at heart, but your best interest at heart for them may be something different than the direction that you headed in. And that's the thing you gotta understand. Like, there's a time and a place for all type of friends, acquaintances, or whatever you want to call them. You got to keep that in mind. Yeah, this country is the most racist country in the world, and that's messed up to say, but it's true. Well, you know what I mean? You have to understand the images that they want to see and portray and ridicule. I agree with that. I definitely agree. Brother Lone Star Steph in the building, man. Salute to you. The best stash on YouTube for sure. He said, "Be well, sir." This is hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you stopping through, man. He said, "What I understand is everything is the public consumption cameras, and you're in. That's a fact. 817 cameras are absolutely an enemy. And like I said, it's and this is no slight of disrespect to the younger generation, but it seems like this younger generation, their favorite thing to do is to jump in front of a camera and flash something right away. They want to jump in front of it and flash something, whether that be new shoes, car, new, you know what I mean? Like I'm not even gonna say gun because I mean we see that everywhere, but like yeah, they want to jump in front of a camera right away. And my thing is, you know what I mean, like how I kind of look at the situation of it and view it is like that ain't nothing good at. You know what I mean? Obviously, everybody gonna have things in the past that they done took pictures of, shared, or something like that, and it's on these social media outlets. And once it's up there, it's forever. There ain't no way to permanently delete something like that, no matter when it goes up, no matter where you're at or any of that. Only way to permanently delete something is by not doing it. That's the only way you can delete something and it never come up. The only way. But like I said, man, when with the way they out here, and it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop anytime soon because they're gonna start doing what? They're gonna dig up everything in his past that has anything to do with a cryptic message, no matter what it is. They gonna throw it out there and make it seem as if he's been this way his whole life, or he isn't the person he's portraying he is today. They don't talk about the contributions he done made to you know what I'm saying, to foundations or to charitable events or the family that when they what was it, some game worn attire he gave to a fan, they got stolen, and he reached back out and gave them a whole bunch of stuff on top of it, and including bringing them to the game and things of that nature. Man, they don't really talk about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They don't really bring that to the light. They don't, you know what I mean? Nobody ever wants to share and talk about the positive things somebody does just because they don't view that being as eye captioning for the masses. They don't view that being something that they think the crowd wants to consume, or their fandom or their base wants to consume. So what do? Everybody knows that drama yields views and clicks, or however they want to they make their money and stuff like that. Man, they think that's the only way to get people. It's like it's messed up, and they're doing it. My bad. And they doing it at the you know what I'm saying, they doing it at the expense of him. You know what I mean? They doing it at his expense. But again, he giving them that ammunition. He's giving them that content for them to be able to keep their show alive and keep everything going based off of him and what he's doing. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, 817, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. That's 100% fact. And you say, yeah, this will give him the right mindset. He gonna quit with all. Yeah, yeah. Only way to cheer you up is when you. Yeah, exactly, bro. Like I said, man, it's and they don't want to give him that benefit of the doubt at all. They don't want to do that. The only thing they want to do is assume that he knows exactly what he's doing. Like I said, he's been a 20-year vet in the league, and they want to paint that narrative and run with that narrative, and they don't care nothing else about it. Instead of saying he made a mistake, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna bounce back from it and he should be able to do better. You know what I mean? There was only like a couple of people that spoke on this, and I would say Jalen Rose was one of the ones that gave like I would say not the either the best quote or the thing to say like that made the most sense. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Rose, the only one that I can say that kept it a buck about being, you know what I'm saying, he's been that young player and made those mistakes and things like that. Man, he's the only one that I can say that was able to say something that was worth listening to or that was worth hearing. You know what I mean? Um, Everybody else is just more so just again criticizing, critiquing, and saying some extra stuff. Man, they not really trying to put themselves in his shoes and just give him, I wouldn't say advice, but just let him, you know what I'm saying, let somebody else's lesson that they went through, let somebody else's mistake be your lesson, or let somebody else's lesson be a lesson for you. You know what I mean? Take advantage of that kind of in that kind of aspect of it. Brother Money Brown in the building, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through this joint, bro. Appreciate you stopping through, man. Big Texas in the building. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Let me get y'all right real quick. Man. But yeah, it's one of the things, man, where like I said, that that people is people just they want to shoot this man down in every kind of aspect of it in every kind of way. And like I said, like the only person that was willing to go out there in the limb, I wouldn't say make themselves vulnerable, but at the same in the same breath of it, be able to kind of you know what I'm saying, sympathize with him because they can understand what he's going through because he's been there and he's done it himself. And now, and like I said, that was Jalen Rose for me. You know what I mean? When he gave him a quote, and I'm gonna find that for y'all and read a little bit of it to you as well, man. That he came out and again shared that these are things that people probably didn't know that he was going through or things that he done did. But yet, you know what I mean? Like I said, the only thing they're looking at is that he's a player that's out there that is reckless and doing all this stuff and things like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, they gonna pull up every kind of situation for it. You know what I mean? So he said I'm John Morant. You guys had a chance to see me grow up for the public consumption since 1991. You know what I mean? And again, this is Jalen Rose has been saying that. He said I've been involved in drug raids. I survived assassination attempts. I've been an undisciplined young person that was trying to figure out how to be famous, how to be successful, how to change the dynamics of my family. And again, this is all Jalen Rose is saying. That he says a member of the family, a member of the crew, and to being a leader. Like again, all the steps that he's taken and things that he's done, man. Um, and he's just saying like Ja has too much to lose. He's been a young player carrying a gun. And Michael Wilbon alluded to this when you start waving it and can get you killed. And the entirety of different things he says talking about the superstar. Let's see, I'm gonna skip over that part because I just want to give y'all the real of what he said. You know what I mean? Like being young and being, you know what I'm saying, at the exposure, at the leisure of these people. You know what I mean? And so he literally said all that, and he said he's been a young player, carrying a gun, and all that. When we start to get fame, when we start to get money, then we try to feel like we keeping it real. He said we're trying to be down now. We're trying to be tough. We're trying to be hard now, but you made it. And once you make it, your job is to uplift. He's going to return and he's going to be a better person from it. And again, that's Jalen Rose that's saying that because he's saying what, bro? He's saying you made a mistake as a young man, or you've made these mistakes. Now you got to understand is that you're in a pivotal position to be a leader. And once you're a leader, not only on the court, but for your family and your provider and things like that, then you have to understand that you have a bigger and deeper responsibility to do better. And I believe Ja's going to bounce back and do better. And again, y'all, I'm sorry, my daughter playing in the background, but I think he's going to do better. I think he's going to be able to make those changes and come back and bounce back from it and learn from his mistakes, especially if those mistakes don't cost him the bag in the biggest way. You know what I mean? And brother Monty Brown said the more they tell Ja what he can't do is the more he's going to do it. I agree with that a little bit, but at the same time, when you say the more he's going to do it, he won't, because he got to understand is that you throwing away $250 million contract, generational wealth, your own freedom on top of that, and then also you got your child and your baby you got to take care of as well. I think it's gonna be a wake up. It's gonna be a wake up for him just because of the fact that they doing an investigation, and you already know, you know what I'm saying, the optics of how he looks and how everything's portrayed and things like that. It's gonna go beyond the NBA doing an investigation of it. So it ain't gonna leave him a choice for it, bro. It's gonna force his hand because like 817 said earlier, bro, everything is on camera, everything. And camera is these people own jury and verdict. You know what I mean? It's their own jury, judge, and everything else, bro. Like the criminal justice system is literally sitting back and letting this social media build their own cases on themselves. That's what's happening. That's what we seeing firsthand. This new generation, for some odd reason, they don't realize or they just don't care because they think they bigger or they above it until they get caught, and then everybody want to cop the plea or everybody want to tell on somebody. That's one thing I can say we're definitely seeing. And I ain't gonna say you seeing a whole lot of telling because a lot of people ain't thinking it's real until they roll back that beautiful bean footage, like they don't send that Bush baked beans commercial. And when that happened, bro, what do? They freeze up. They freeze up like a popsicle, and then they understand this ain't for play. This is real. They trying to tell me they're gonna take my freedom for 15, 20 years, kind of thing. And people ain't realizing it, and they ain't having it until it happened to them. And yeah, he was saying the best part about it, yeah, it stopped before something major happened. And yeah, and that's the thing, is like I said, they're gonna dig up everything he's ever done in the past and they're gonna bring it all to light as if he just did it yesterday. Or it's premeditated, like he gonna do it tomorrow. They gonna do that too. It's gonna be more that's gonna come out, unfortunately. They gonna say he had a post from 1984 talking about when he's born, he's gonna do this. And we all know that he's a '90s baby. He's 23 years old, but they gonna say he had a post from the '80s, guarantee it. And we all know it was social media wasn't even around back then, bro. They gonna paint that narrative one way or another. Lone Star said, is Ja continue to play the basketball or take some time or take time off going forward? He they actually at first announced it was going to be a two game suspension, or not suspension, but he's going to take 2 games away from the team. But as I stated and told everybody right when that was announced, it's going to be moved or bumped up to indefinitely, and that happened yesterday where they listed it as indefinitely, and stated that the league is doing an investigation into the whole situation or situations apparently. So he's out indefinitely as of right now, and he released his own. Him and his team released their own um, quote or apology, whatever you want to name it as. They released that, stating that, and that just came out. And I mean, in mainstream media, bro, they crucified him for that. I don't even know if he wrote that himself. And but it's like, bro, when you are a professional athlete, that's the whole reason why you have a PR person. Like you're not gonna, majority of the time, majority of these people, they're not gonna write their own, whether it be an apology or addressing something. You know what I mean? And they criticize them for the wording or how it was written and stuff like that, questioning what does he have going on. It's like, when did you ever start asking people what do they have going on, or what is he battling, or what is he going through? When did that become the normal for people to do? And we've seen time and time again when it's a player that fits their narrative or fits their look or whatever they say, you don't see them asking what are they going through, what's going on and stuff like that. You don't see that. Why is that? We all know why that is, man. Like I said earlier, what's understood don't need to be explained. And it's sad, but it's true. Is if you go look and see what they're saying, they ask you now, what is he going through? What does he have going on? Instead of just saying that, he's made an apology, whether he wrote it or not. Again, that's why you have a PR person. Shannon knows that. Stop being coonish. You know what I mean? Like he stop kissing up to skip to damn skip. Yeah, stop doing that and just understand, bro. Like you supposed to be there, quote unquote, supposedly on behalf of the individuals that look like us, and he not doing that. Like I said, he literally sitting there and adding more nails to the whole situation, man. And it's something that's annoying, man. Anyone says that, yeah, social media is destroying these young fools just as much as, yeah, that's a fact. He said it's substance to what Jalen. Yeah, I agree, bro. And chat, yeah, man, all the things you say, everyone saying is fact, man. DP Rock in the building, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through. My bad, bro. I was late to you. I was going off a little tangent, man, kind of cooking on the situation of it, brother. It's one of the things that make you feel a certain way. And DP said, I can't rock with this generation. It's tough for me to rock with this younger generation. And it ain't like I'm some old 40-year-old or I ain't close to it or nothing like that. I just view things on a more mature level. When you know what I'm saying? I look at it differently. I understand. Obviously, I have my two youngins. Everybody knows two little young babies, and got it changes the view and the outlook on certain things, how you view things, man. And then the fact of you looking at it like saying, like, bro, I didn't see this time and time again in situations, bro. We done seen this in the rap community. We done seen this in all type of communities we can think of when it comes to people that look like us that continuously take away their own freedom, take away their own financial gains, take away their own generational wealth, and decide because they want to fit the narrative of what they think is supposed to be quote unquote cool or in, not realizing what's cool or in, it either sends you to jail or it sends you to a coffin. And people don't, you know what I'm saying, as bad as that may sound and black and white as that might sound, you know what I mean? It's a lot of truth that's with that. And a lot of people don't want to look at it that way. And he said, 817 say, yeah, first place law enforcement goes from any crime seen in social media. If they're looking for you, yeah, that's a fact. That's where they're going to first. He said they wanted to be cool. The 2 games was soft band aid for, like I said, man, as soon as they announced it, I said it was going to be bumped up to indefinitely because 2 games is nothing, but it definitely adds a different kind of spin to it because it leaves an uncertainty because there's no timeline attached to it. When you don't see a number, that's when people start to pay attention. And Shannon says, "What your uncle would say, yeah, man, he's supposed to be saying that off camera." That's my thing. Like he has the ability to get in touch with Ja's pop or Ja directly. You know what I mean? He has the ability to do it. For some reason, he'd rather go in front of that hot mic and deliver it and make it seem like he talking from the heart as far as like on behalf of a lot of people and stuff like that. And it's like, nah, what you doing is something that people, if they had that platform, that they wouldn't do. There's a difference between you being able to give a high level kind of insight versus a detailed description of something. Somebody that's not from your community not gonna understand exactly what it is you're trying to say. And for some odd reason, he acted as if, sitting across from Skip, because Skip got a chain on from Lil Wayne that he understand completely what it is that's being said, what's going on, and as if he understands, exactly what. Oh, I know exactly what Shannon's talking about, or I know exactly what Ja went through, or I've been through those myself, and blah blah. It's like, come on, man. We all know, we know what this is. We know what being here, what it represents, man. Like stop it, bro, stop it. Lone Star Steph said quickly, why can't oh, it just jumped on me. He said, why can't he play basketball while the investigation is going on? Unless he's involved in some legal activity, this is overblowing the scenes. I don't know what's even the problem. So Lone Star Steph, so the league is doing damage control right now because they have a player that at some point in time he could be one of, if not the face of the league, or probably one of the faces of the league now at this point. Um, Understanding that he, again, $200 million plus contract, one of the youngest point guards in the league. The development of his game going from rising star to two-time All-Star already. And again, he's 23 years old, and then leading his team to 50 plus game winning seasons, making playoff appearances and things of that nature. And the younger generation looks up to him just because the highlights and things he puts on for his team and stuff. So the NBA is doing damage control and trying to ensure that they keep I wouldn't say muzzle, but keep a handle on what the product they're putting on the league. Because any type of damage or hit that takes, it's going to the overall product. And so the NBA is trying to be preemptive of showing that they're taking this serious as far as the allegations or things that he's doing. I don't want to keep bringing that up or talking about it, but as far as like his past situations, social media posts about some youngster getting his hands put on him, them saying that when he was at the God, what team was that, man? I don't think that was Utah, Brooklyn. I can't remember which team it was. Indiana. When he was in Indiana, when they were saying that he was brandishing a weapon or they had lasers pointing and the security was saying that it was Ja and his crew. And then what else, man? And then the situation, him being on social media in a different state and waving around again, I have to definitely say allegedly a pistol or whatever, because again, we don't know if that's real or not. That's the thing. So all these things are that they're reporting. Definitely have to say allegedly for, because they haven't shown a video of him putting his hands on somebody or his entourage with a weapon pointing it at them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like even with the so-called, again, allegedly the gun or weapon he had in his video, they don't know if it's real or not. So again, all of it is definitely allegedly, but so with him doing all those things, they're saying is that they're trying to deem him out to be a threat to the community or a threat to society kind of thing, is what's really happening. So the NBA is just kind of trying to jump ahead and do their quote unquote due diligence to make sure that they're keeping a wrap on it, or they're keeping an eye on it, or they're not portraying that we allow, again, quote unquote, gangsters or whatnot to play in the league and stuff like that. But we all know if and let's be 100% honest about this, without black people, this league will be nothing. Absolutely nothing. Why is that? I mean, the ratings went through the roof when obviously we got introduced when they merged the ABA with the NBA. You know what I mean? When those things happened, the ratings went through the roof, and that's why it's been a large brand ever since then. When you look around, I mean, what do you see the most skilled athletes? I wouldn't say superior, but most skilled athletes. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the, again, what's understood don't need to be explained when it comes to the product that's being put out there. But their thing is they just want to make sure that it fits the narrative of what they view and look at as a Michael Jordan kind of situation, where somebody that came in, kept it strictly basketball, didn't have much drama, and you know what I'm saying, and he lifted the game. That's what they want. They want a suit and tie Michael Jordan, but they got to understand a lot of people is their own characters, their own people, and their own persons. They're not going to follow somebody's exact lane of what they want to do. They're not going to be somebody else's example. Some people don't want to be role models. They do just want to go show up and play basketball, make millions of dollars, and go home and take care of their family. So it's like you can't put that same jacket on everybody and have that same expectation. Brian Corbett in the building, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through. it's like you can't put that same expectation and whatnot on everybody when that's not the case. A lot of people don't tie in or fit in that narrative, or and that's not the overall goal and objective. Again, like I said, a lot of people made it to the league because they wanted to change. They wanted to change their life and their family's life, and create, if possible, generational wealth. If not, at the very worst, make a whole lot of money and then be able to have the financial freedom to do whatever it is they want to do. And excuse me, and that's just the truth of it. You know what I mean? That's the case, that a lot of people, that's their overall goal, is to get that exposure and do that. And that's, nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, a lot of people get into it for a different reason. They want to be the best at what it is that they're getting in there for. They want to showcase that they are the absolute elite and best at what they do, obviously making money, but at the same time, going down in history, making history and things like that. So a lot of that, it all depends on the person and the player, but a lot of them do have that one common goal in mind, which is make it to the league, change their family's fortune, and compete at the highest level. Now, like I said, it's up to their skill sets if they're good at it or not, or obviously a lot of it has to do with opportunity as well. But again, not to keep beating on it and keep going back to it, but Ja is absolutely getting that Allen Iverson treatment at this point. And like I stated earlier, I'm not going to reiterate it. If you are unfamiliar with Allen Iverson and how he was treated when he came to the league, and when they noticed his skill set and his ability of what he did, and then also how he transcended the game from a standpoint of crossovers on and off the court, I advise you to do your homework, because when you go and look at it, then you're going to see, I see exactly what A1 is talking about. This is what he meant by this. And I think a lot of people, if you bring that up and ask them, a lot of people is going to agree with, yes, he's getting that Allen Iverson treatment right now. He's getting the AI treatment, unfortunately. They paint him out to be something that he ain't. And for him, and again, I can't give him no advice to tell him what to do. You know what I mean? But if he was sitting in front of me and he said, you know what I'm saying, what do you think about all this? I would absolutely just tell him, look, man, like, you got to understand is how you're viewed and portrayed. It's gonna, I wouldn't say make or break you, but it's going to either cost you your freedom, or it's going to allow you to enjoy your freedom at the highest level. And I can almost just leave it at that, just because that touches on every point of him being able to maximize every dollar he makes, every opportunity he makes, every endorsement deal, every re-signing of a shoe, every new renewal or extension, max contract offers. All that stuff ties in together, that he could definitely take advantage of, or he could throw it out the window. So that is that black and white. Is that cut and clear. The people around you, if anybody doing something if anybody doing something that make you question it, then it ain't right, and they shouldn't be around you. So what do? You had that conversation with that person. Look, bro, if you need a job, I can create a job for you, and like, or or you can just, I ain't even, because a lot of people look at it like, oh, you giving that man an allowance, or you doing that. It's like, no, bro. When you grew up with people and you want to take care of your own and take care of your people, it's okay for them to understand is that he's trying to give you the opportunity to get away from something that's going to cost them their life, or their freedom. You know what I mean? And it's not a bad look. It's not a bad way. A prime example of that is LeBron. You know what I'm saying? What he did with Maverick, or is it Mav? God, I can't remember the other young dude's names, man. That he brought out of Cleveland. You know what I mean? Brian put them on a path for all of them to be able to go to school, or the lane that they wanted to be in, to set them up to be successful without, you know what I'm saying, having the training wheels on for them the whole entire time. LeBron just put them in the best situation for them to be successful. It was just a matter of them putting in the groundwork to get it. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. 817 said that this is no G moment for AI. He and Ja have met, and Ja definitely respects him. This is when AI needs to pull up and give him some game. He already did. You know what I mean? And Kobe gave game to Tatum, gave game to Booker. You see how they taking a Lama mentality and how they honor him. And, yeah, that's a fact, bro. And Kyrie as well. Kyrie was another person, prime example, that Kobe dropped jewels to, as far as, hey, be a free thinker and let your game do the talking of everything else, bro. Don't allow them to control however it is you want to move and how you think and the type of person he is. You know what I mean? Like, not maybe like, bro, Kyrie is one of the people that love life and love individuals and love everyone, and doesn't have a hate bone in his body. But a lot of people don't know that. They don't understand the charitable donations he's made to HBCUs or different colleges, or people that didn't have tuition money to pay for their tuition, people paying for housing for them, donating to charities and things of that nature. They don't announce or talk about any of that. The only thing they want to talk about is that, oh, what did Kyrie do? He retweeted something, and that was it. Didn't say a word in it, just retweeted. And that's what they want to talk about. You know what I mean? They don't want to talk about nothing else. And it's like one of the things where it's just like, come on, man, we know what this is. We see what this is. Anyone's ever said, yeah, David Silver is really gave, yeah, that's a fact that he did care about the players, man. He said, we sometimes forget these cats are babies. That's true, BC, that they are babies, but at the same time, you're a baby to us, but you're a grown man in their eyes. You're a grown man and a role model in their eyes, but we understand, but they don't get that baby treatment when it comes to, again, somebody that look like that. Yeah, it was. That's what I said. 23 with over 200 million. That's the thing. He got a $2 million contract, but then that's not even speaking of his extension on top of, again, the Gatorade endorsement deal, the deal with Nike, and other deals that we might not even be privy to that he's with. A lot of that stuff, man, that we don't even know that's out there for him, because he probably had well over that, man. BC said, I wish I could just have a chat with him. And then A17 imagine our family and stop by the crib or your mama house now. Yeah, they come. Like, that's all it is, man. When you have a bag that somehow just landed in your lap, you're gonna have family members that come out of the woodwork, bro. You're gonna have cousins that claim they raised you and they younger than you. You know what I mean? You're gonna have some outrageous type of things that come on. So yeah, I can understand if he going through a lot and dealing with family and dealing with, you know what I'm saying, being the actual provider of the family, or for the family, as far as like for people older than him, and the financial leader and stuff like that. I can understand the different stresses that he could be going through and stuff like that, or things like that he could be going through or dealing with or battling, or having to try and cope with, understanding that he can no longer do normal things. He can no longer go to the mall and be absolutely normal. He can no longer, you know what I mean, take his daughter just to a park and not have people staring at cameras in his face and things like that. I can understand he can't go to a restaurant, all them things, but all that comes with the territory of when you're making that kind of money and you playing the sport you love and you're as good as you are. That comes with the territory. So yeah, you have the right to have that frustration and deal with that type of stress, however you want to deal with it. But I would say just try your best to be responsible with how you're doing the things you're doing, and not to, again, allow yourself to be self-inflicted wounds of tricking yourself out your own future opportunities, I guess is the way I should put it. And that's just I would say my advice. But if he's listening, or if this gets back to him or anything like that, that's what I would say, man. Because that's what they trying to do. They trying their best right now to put a jacket on him that don't fit him. They trying to turn him into something that he not. And they don't care. That's the thing. They absolutely do not care whatsoever. They don't care about what happens to him. They don't care about what the investigation yields. They don't care. People gonna feel how they feel, and the world will keep spinning, and they're gonna find a new story to talk about, and then they're gonna include his story in the next story when that's the same thing happened again down the line. Again, which is the most messed up thing to say and the messed up thing to think of. It's just a fact. How many examples of these have we seen, man, where they literally roll up previous examples of it to talk about it in someone else's? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're right, BC. He's making it easy for them. That's a fact, and that's why I'm saying to him, bro, like he got to take this as a life lesson, not to say as a threat, or not to say, oh, you know, I'm a punk if I change my ways and stuff like that. He got to look at it as a standpoint of, bro, your freedom and your financial freedom is on the line at this point. Whether it be, you know, I mean, let's just say, for example, best case scenario, they come out with it, none of it yields anything. He serves a few games suspension, he gets back, and you know, he adjusts his ways, and he doesn't lose no endorsement deals or lose any of that, right? Best case scenario. He has to understand that and everybody know in the hood, bro, like, but you done been somewhere and they got shot up and you just having to leave a few minutes earlier or didn't go because of X, Y, and Z. He got to look at it in that aspect, because it can be much worse, bro. And I'm not going to speak into worst case scenario, put that in the air or put that on the airways as far as things that could happen, because we all know what that could be. Like I said earlier, what's understood don't need to be explained. I'm not going to pull a Shannon Sharp and talk about what this is the things that he, you know, that they bringing up stuff that they might not even be thinking about, or bringing up stuff that's already there. But when you put more light on certain things, it might be a public outcry or public push for them to, you know what I'm saying, go after that kind of situation, to turn it into that, I guess I should say. And it's like, come on, man. And yeah, 817, you're right. They team don't have a vet either, and that's where vets come into play. And he don't even need no Draymond or no Iggy or UD or Uncle Jeff. He don't need none of that. What he need in that corner though is a Tony Allen or a Zach Randolph or like um, Mark Gasol. You know what I'm saying? Some Memphis legends that were there that had their run-ins in different kind of situations. They did have some run-ins. I'm not gonna say they was absolved of that or they didn't, but he needs somebody there that was in the league for a long time that bounced back and was able to have a career kind of after that or be able to speak to how to maneuver where you're not in them type of situations, or if you're in that situation, once you get out, this is what you should do. Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. BC, they definitely got to tell him his life is under a microscope now. My bad, I'm bouncing back and forth because I was cooking on this, and then my chat thing jumped on me a little bit too. He said young squads need a vet that they can respect and hold. Yeah, that is a fact, bro. That's 100% fact. Yeah, Zero still getting busy. Yeah, that's the thing. I thought about it after, but I know from an aspect of him to being able to tell them don't do it. Um, don't do it in the aspect of what you can throw away. Like that's the way they have to look at it, man. He got to talk to people where he can say, don't do it because I did it, and this is where I'm at now. This is why I'm working a 9 to 5. This is why I'm out here doing the things I'm doing, man. He's the skinny. Hey, I'm not putting that out there, man. 817, you said that, not me. I ain't even reading that. I ain't reading that at all. My brother already going through some. I ain't doing it. But yeah, man. BC said he's made enough money if he's financially. Wait, he has financial responsibility. He needs a life coach. Why would you flash a gun, even a fake one? That's the thing, BC. That's why I said this younger generation, bro. They do the things they see and portray that they think the young people are gonna be cool with, or the young people like, or the young people want to see. And everybody believe for some odd reason nowadays that the fun thing, cool thing to do is to flash guns and flash money on social media because that's the quote unquote new wave. Not realizing this new wave is waving your right into the justice system. That's the crazy thing. They riding the wave right into the justice system, whether it be again going to jail or just being, you know what I'm saying, having a criminal history. That's what's happening a lot in this younger generation, bro. I don't know why they so infatuated with they she wrote off. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying, they so infatuated with their freedom being dangled in front of them like you know what I'm saying, as if it's on a fishing rod. You know what I mean? I don't understand why they want to do that. I don't understand why they look at it and think like, oh man, I'm in court. Like, this is cool. This is in. This is what's hot. This is the newest thing to do. This is what makes me it. I'm him because I'm sitting in court and I'm waiting to hear, you know what I'm saying, my freedom be decided by 10 or 13. How many the jury? I think it's 10 to 11 or 13. My face waiting to be decided by them. My face waiting to be decided by this person that's sitting in this black robe that don't know me from a can of paint. But I'm waiting to hear from them what they gonna do and make a decision on my behalf. Like they act as if that's the cool thing to do. Now the cool thing is to be out here if you got a family, taking care of your family, bossing up in a way where you having financial freedom, taking your family on vacations or trips. You know what I'm saying? Not allowing your parents or whomever to feel that they need to continue working for the rest of their lives, being 80 something years, 70 something years old, and still working, not because they want to, but because they have to. That's the fun thing. That's the what's in. That's the new thing, being able to provide for your family, being able to do the things you want to do in life. It's like, come on, man. Like a lot of these things, I don't know what's wrong with this younger generation, bro, but I know damn well my son, hell no. He gonna my son and daughter at this early age. He 2 years old now, and she about to be one. They gonna learn at an early age. Ain't none of that happening. As long as there's a breath in my body and the family, that ain't an option. You gonna understand what work is. You gonna understand what groundwork is. Nothing gonna be given to you in life. You gonna understand respect is earned, it's not given. Like you gonna understand all them life lessons. But I ain't gonna sit there and allow them to feel as if, you know what I'm saying, the relationship is this ain't my dad, this is my friend. He just happened to be, my parent. That ain't the case either. That ain't gonna be the situation on this one. It's gonna be you gonna understand your dad, you gonna respect your dad, you gonna respect your mom, you gonna understand what life is. You're gonna understand what hard work is, and you're gonna respect that. You're gonna value it, and you're gonna cherish it. Because there's a lot of people out here, they wish they didn't pull the trigger. They wish they didn't that last curb stomp. They wish they didn't go walk into that house. They wish, there's a lot of people out there that threw away their lives on a mistake, and they wish they could have it back. They wish they could have a second chance. He gonna understand and appreciate that. And like I said, man, in essence, in the sense of what I see out of this young man, I think he gets it. I think he gonna understand it, and I think he gonna appreciate it. You know what I mean? On the next one, next step around. Wishing him the best, hoping him the best, him and his pops, his family, hoping, wishing all of them the best. And I promise you, if everything comes out and he comes out of this whole situation unscathed and things like that, I guarantee you, I ain't gonna say you're gonna see a rebranding. You're just gonna see a young man mature in front of your eyes, and he gonna be able to start leading the new wave into the right wave. He gonna wave them into financial freedom. And that's me personally. I think that's what you're gonna see. The same way how I now switch this over to boxing. The same way in boxing, how you see Tank Davis, his undercard that he had last time with Boots and all these other young fighters in there, Rashidi Ellis, putting all these guys on a big stage, big platform for people to see. Whether people streamed it or bought it, guess what? Those names is put out there. So what does that do? People start Googling and YouTube and those different names because they want to see who these people are. So he gave them the opportunity and putting them and exposing them out there. And a lot of these other fighters, you're not really seeing them doing that. You're not seeing them putting people on their undercards and stuff like that. That's going to help push their brand or allow them to get more exposure to the people and to the masses to build their fan base and things of that nature. You don't see that. So Tank is trying to do it in a different way, you know what I mean, for the younger generations. And that's no shot at anybody, nor is that me saying Tank's my favorite fighter or anything like that. No, I'm just simply using him as an example because of what I saw him do. So it's like once you see somebody do that, you gotta recognize that, understand it, and appreciate that. You can't sit there and take that for granted or overlook that. So it's like you definitely gotta appreciate that, man. You gotta I wouldn't say give him his flowers, but you gotta see, you know what I'm saying, the type of vision and the type of view that he got and what he's trying to do. He's trying to do it at least, you know what I mean? Like at least he's putting the effort in to try and make that happen. But yeah, man, like I said earlier, man, I wasn't gonna be here for too long. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all of y'all for definitely popping through this joint, brother. 817 says Skinny Rap Zebo put on his music, put money in his music in Memphis. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay. No, like I said, I didn't want to say too much about that joint, man. Like I don't be one that. I definitely don't. I'm the opposite of your name. Yours 817, aka Mr. Talk Too Much. Hey, I'm 81 Who's on, and that's where it ends, bro. I don't do a lot of talking like that. Now, unless it's sports, I'll talk all day. But if it's something beyond that, my lips, nah, I ain't got too much to say. Brother BC said, facts A1, that was the next family dynamic. Yeah. Josh Sanders says generation is spoiled and entitled. They think because the parents got money, that they get it too. Wrong. Yeah, that's a fact, bro. I agree with that too. The entitlement and spoiled, I see that all day. As far as this younger generation, how the mindset is, man. So it's like it's got to skip a generation to get right, or this some of these generations, man. Yeah, they it's heading down a dangerous path, man. Heading down a dangerous path. But like I said, man, I had no intentions of being here this long. I actually was only going to be here for like 30, 35, 45 minutes. Um, pushing up to an hour now. So I'm going to go ahead and get my butt out the way. I appreciate each and every one of y'all sliding through, supporting the channel. And definitely, you know what I'm saying, everybody commenting in the comment section and keeping the chat alive as well, man. Again, I appreciate y'all trying to do it more often, trying to be more consistent with it. I apologize if I missed any comments in the chat. Yes, I was kind of going through it, cooking on that joint, man, and then popping in and out of the chat to read that as well, man. But again, yeah, I wish this young man the best of luck, brighter future. Hope everything comes out the right way. Hope nobody was harmed in any kind of way, anything like that in the whole situation, man. And, again, peace and love to everybody. We'll be back again, man. I appreciate y'all.